is Megan Levings. I am a professor at the University of British Columbia. I'm an immunologist. I run a basic wet lab doing research into immune cells. We work on a kind of special type of immune cell that's involved in regulating immune responses. My connection to Simon Fraser is that I did my Bachelor of Science there many years ago. So I spent 4 years at the university working in a basic biology degree, learning about plants and animals. What inspired my interest in science? I think it was just always part of the family because my dad is a scientist. He worked for Fisheries and Oceans, and he had a lab. I used to go to the lab when I was a little girl on the weekends, so probably from a very early age just had that mentality that science was interesting and fun. But I don't think I ever really thought that I would have a career as a scientist. My earliest memory of what I wanted to do when I grew up was actually be a dietitian because I really like cooking and I love eating, and so being a dietitian seemed to kind of be a good fit. And it wasn't really until I was at Simon Fraser University and had the opportunity to really work in a research lab and think of my own questions and design my own experiments that I started to realize that this could be an interesting career option for me. One thing that sticks very clearly in my memory and always has was the field trip to Bamfield. And that was just such an incredible experience to go on a field trip with all your friends. And it was quite an adventure to get to Bamfield, and a lot of rain and fun, and then going out on the boat and looking at seaweed on the beach. That is really one of my strong memories of SFU. The other very strong memory is the group of friends that I had hanging out, and I don't even remember what the name of the corridor was, but there were these sofas in the science building where you could go and sit with your friends between classes, and I just remember spending a lot of time on those sofas talking to people, studying, learning, socializing, and I just really remember very fondly those times. I think SFU, the program that I was in, the basic biology program, really gave me a strong foundation to work in any area of science. And in particular, I ended up having a focus on being quite interested in genetics. And there was one professor, Dr. Jim Price. He was the one who really got me into the research lab. That light bulb moment definitely came from working as a summer student in Jim Price's Drosophila lab. And I remember doing this experiment where it was, the band on the gel was there. And so it showed me that we had found something, this new protein that could potentially be involved in the signaling pathway that they were interested in. That was probably the aha moment that, I thought of an idea, I did the experiment, it worked, and that's really what hooks people. So I guess the two key relationships in my career would be with the people who mentored me and then the people that I have mentored. So I was very fortunate to have 3 amazing mentors throughout my career. So the first one, Jim Price at SFU, when I was just a burgeoning young scientist. And then subsequently my PhD supervisor, John Schrader at UBC. And John really taught me how to love science and how to be enthusiastic and just embrace ideas. My third mentor, Maria Grazia Roncarolo, who I worked with in Italy, she also loved science and was passionate, but was also good at really honing in on the important questions and focusing. So I think that combination of mentorship really taught me how you can take lots of ideas, but then also bring focus so that you can manage to accomplish whatever it is you're setting out to accomplish. So those are the people who mentored me, and then all the people that I've mentored, all the students that have come out of my lab, I think are ultimately going to be the legacy of all the work that I've done.